Steve-O.
What's the word, man?
Big Q, what's up, my guy?
How you doing, Kev?
Hey, man. I'm hearing things. I'm hearing things that I don't like to hear. I'm hearing things that I just don't want to hear. I'm hearing that the Chicago Bears may have given Mac Eberflus a longer contract than was originally reported. The Bulls lost after getting completely blitzed in the fourth quarter of a game that they had control of. And the Blackhawks lost again, too. Maybe we're going to touch on all those things and anything else Chicago sports related right after the intro. Good morning, Chicago sports fans. Welcome to another episode of Chi-Town Sports Central. Thank you for all the love and support that you've given us over here. It's your boy Big Kev. We got Steve-O Speaks in the building as well as Big Q. We're going to jump right into it, and I'm going to let y'all talk because I still need time to kind of process what's going on. The Bears apparently have given Matt Eberflus a contract that was longer than they told us. Instead of 4 years, 5 years, which means that we still have to see this man coaching the Chicago Bears on the sideline next season. Whoever want to talk, go ahead.
Man, let me take a breath before. Hey, do you hear Q or am I tripping? There you go. Go ahead, Q.
I called it. I said what it was going to be. Matt Eberflus staying with the Chicago Bears because somehow they gave him a secret extra year that we didn't know about, just like Billy got secret years. It's how Chicago works. We're stuck with him. He's not going to get fired because the Bears are cheap and they definitely not going to pay out a coach for just not being there. So honestly, it's a painful thing to hear. It makes sense on why he feels he can make stupid decisions and not go anywhere. But yeah, it kind of puts all the pieces together a little bit more. And now we know why he doesn't care about 15 yards or how the team plays or, all that shit.
So it was reported by Brad Biggs, a very reputable source here in Chicago, from the Chicago Tribune. He said, "While I was under the assumption Eberflus a 4-year contract when he was hired, I'm now led to believe he actually signed a 5-year deal that runs through the 2026 season. If you think about it, when you're selling the idea of a rebuild and preaching patience, it stands to reason Eberflus will seek a deal longer than 4 years. And from what I'm told, I believe he got that. You may recall I asked Eberflus directly about the length of his contract when he was hired, and he declined to say."
If I'm really not trying to go off and crash out like I really want to,
My
but
bad. That was Siri getting in my business. My bad.
yeah, if I find out that it's true that this organization really gave this man a secret contract and didn't tell the public exactly what it was, not only is Matt Eberflus a fucking inferno waiting to happen, Pose and Kevin, both of y'all seats is a fucking inferno. I am not trying to hear that. There is no way in hell you sat here and watched this man not improve at lick as a head coach. I'm not talking about the defense. We already knew he was a good defensive coordinator. We knew the defense was gonna come around once you get him some talent. We already knew that. As a team, we have yet to improve significantly in the past 3 years under his leadership and tutelage. Under no circumstances should you be out here lying, telling people what his contract is, and then come either give him a secret extension or then give us the full details of the deal. It makes a lot of sense why a team like that will lose on a Hail Mary and then the next week not come together and completely just quit. That makes a whole lot of sense now because they tired of putting this facade that we have a chance to do something with this team and this front office, and They out here lying to people, and then they want to get mad at the goddamn players for verbally talking too much, but y'all not out here telling the truth. Like I'm getting sick of hearing these little innuendos, these little rumors, these little bullshit things that we later come to find out Chicago. Sports. I'm tired of hearing it. You stop doing that shit. Because at the
Um,
end of the day, like it's gonna make me very. I'm a loyalist of the loyalists. If you in my city, I was born and raised to you, my team. But I can't. It's hard to root for a franchise that do shit like this.
I don't care how long his contract length is. Fire him.
Fire him anyway.
That's all. He could have a 10-year contract for all I care. It's time for Eberflus to go. And if they trot this man back out here next year, especially after these next 3 weeks, and if they look like ass the next 3 weeks, if they trot this man back out here next year, it's going to be real difficult for me to root for this team. Like very difficult. And I know they don't care. I'm just one person. You know, I'm just one ant in a bug's life. But if a lot of Bears fans are feeling like I feel, like we feel, they can feel it. They can feel it. We can make them feel it the same way we made the Bulls feel it when we stopped going to Bulls games. The same way the White Sox feel it currently with nobody going to White Sox games. I don't I don't expect them to bring him back, especially if this ship continues to go off course and ultimately sink to the bottom of the Atlantic. There's no way. There's no way if Matt Eberflus only wins 5 or 6 games this season again that he should be back as the coach. I don't care how long his contract is. I couldn't care less.
I'm Crev, I'll be quite frank with you. This boat already, if we the Titanic, we didn't already hit the iceberg, and in the bottom, and one portion of the sink is already tilted in the bottom of the goddamn ocean, and the other side's sticking up.
I mean, it's 4-4 right now, so that's the only reason why I'm not saying that the ship
Hey,
is sinking yet.
it's been a lot of 4-4 teams that quickly stayed at 4 wins.
It's not just sinking. It's sinking and Pose is standing on top of it. Like, I don't know what y'all talking about. This is great.
Mm,
This
mm,
he the motherfuckers that's playing the violin as the shit going down.
mm.
This is a pool party. What do you mean? We good.
For real, like he think we at the beach. Like I don't really. I hope this is one of Brad Bill's reaching. He's being reaching. He's just being out here trying to find a story. I hope that's what it is because I'm serious. If I find out he got some more time on this contract, it's still, even if they do fire, what in the hell are you thinking? Why should I want these people as my GM and president? If that was even a thought, you really thought this man deserved an extension? If that's the case, it was an extension or more time on his contract. Why would I want you to be the leader of my franchise? Regardless if you know how to fire a motherfucker or not. And to be honest, you still don't. You still folding. You shouldn't have to fold. That's not a problem with Chicago teams. We shouldn't have to stop going to teams to realize, oh, now it's a problem. Then y'all don't want to fucking win. Y'all don't want to win if it takes the fans not coming and voicing our opinion, not going to games, and not putting money in y'all pocket. You don't want to win at that point.
I really don't have too much to say about it besides fire this man anyway. That's just my take on it. Just fire him because even if the Bears start winning games, it'll be in spite of Flus. Um, the team is in disarray. DJ Moore giving up on plays and coming up with reasons why he did. Caleb Williams can't hit the deep ball. Shane Waldron was a silly hire. Um, all of this stuff is starting to make Ryan Poles look more and more less of a savior and more of the same. More of the same. Could have kept the other Ryan if this was just going to be happening.
I know one thing. We better not go 2 days without learning what that contract really is. If I'm a reporter, I'm asking every single day into his answer. There's no way you drop that and you don't answer it. We need to know immediately.
I mean, you saw how long it took for us to find out what happened with Billy Donovan.
No, I need every single
stop
time
why.
every time they step up. Hey, about that contract. I need to know.
Because with Billy, I think even Billy still had the saving grace. He made a playoff game. This motherfucker ain't did shit but lose.
A lot.
How you lose every time you away on the Lord's Day?
That mean he ain't right with God.
And that mean he need to go to church instead of fucking coach.
Yeah. Instead of going to supercuts, go to
Right.
church.
You
No,
gotta
he got to
stop
go to
looking like a
Supercut.
youth.
He
Stop
got to do
looking
that.
like
He
a
can lose
youth.
his wife. His wife told him that.
It is what she probably one step out anyway, but that ain't none of my business.
Oh
That
my
man gonna
mom.
be that gonna be man gonna be 89 talking about I got to go to Supercuts.
All right, man. Moving on from the Bears. That's just the news on the Bears. If y'all want to hear anything else about the Chicago Bears, head on over to Chicago Bears Central with the gang. The Bulls, man. Last night the Chicago Bulls had a game that was for the ages. They won the first quarter, 34-28. First time they won the first quarter, by the way, this season. They won the second quarter, 31-28. They lost the third quarter, which is okay. It was 30 to 34, but they were still leading going into the fourth quarter. Then these mods went out and gave up 45 points in the fourth quarter. 45. 45 points to 24. Ended up getting blown out in a game that they were leading through three quarters. I, Vucevic went off. They finally fed him. They didn't go away from him. They actually allowed him to cook the whole game. Kobe showed up for the second time this season, it feels like. Io played a little better, but he struggled mostly. Patrick Williams played a little better. The bench was solid. You score 120 points and lose by 16 is weird. Lose by 15 points is weird. So my
This
question
is
to you guys is like, how did that happen? Like, how do you give up 45 points in the fourth quarter of a game at home?
because we the Bulls and a young ass team, and they are a contending championship team. I don't know about y'all, but this was just a game. I was sitting here like we gonna be treading water until we get tired, and then they gonna stop playing with us and take the game over. Like, I knew that off rip. Like, I knew that was gonna be the thing. I was just waiting for them to take the game over as much as possible, and then once the fourth quarter happened, I said, "There they go. That there go Minnesota right there." I was just waiting for it
I didn't expect them
Honestly,
to give up 45 points
why
in
not?
the fourth quarter.
Why not?
It's
Why are
the
you so
Bulls.
shocked?
What has
That's
the Bulls ever done to show you that they are not that team?
Teams don't give up 45 points in the fourth quarter just in
We
general.
do.
I haven't seen it. I ain't seen it this season. I wasn't expecting it last night. And not in the fourth quarter. I've seen teams score 45 points in the first quarter, the third quarter, but the fourth quarter is crazy, bro. Like did you just stop playing defense? Did you decide to just say, you know what, we're done?
Yep.
No, it's called Anthony Edwards happened. It's called we still can't defend the corner three. It's called Dante DiVincenzo. like that's what happens.
But also, Kev kind of right. That's what happens with the Bulls. They go down the moment Minnesota went on a run. I was like, "Yep, here it comes."
Yeah,
Because when we start losing or people go on a run, we lose all
it's
essence of what
over.
basketball is. They just they just stop knowing what to do. They start forcing them shots.
I
Oh
mean,
man,
because
this is
last night wasn't bad. They didn't turn the ball over much, only 13. They didn't shoot 53s, only 36 threes taken. They played the type of game that they usually win. That's the reason why I was confused about them giving up 45 points. They put up 119 points. These are the
They
games that they've
usually
been winning this
they
season, at
usually
least.
win when they got Zach in them. They ain't had Zach in them. We don't have that extra person when we in the hole. They can match what that 15 points. Zach could have gave you that 15.
at
We don't
one
have him.
point. At one point, we were relying on THT to be our main option going
He
off.
was the ball handler.
That tells you so much.
A lot.
Like they said, THT, it's your time, and he did
And
pretty
to his
good
credit, I'm about
actually.
to say to his credit, he was hooping for the most part. But like then again, there's time like there was a sequence where when it ended where he had the last shot and he had to force a three up because he could create no space because was Alexander. well, whatever his second last name is, clamped his ass up.
Alexander Walker.
Alexander Walker, yeah, him.
I
Like
mean, like a lot.
Dante came in the game, started making shots. Io started jacking threes. It
Io.
is what it was.
He was
Dante
doing so
only went
good.
3 for 10. Dante DiVincenzo went 3 for 10 for the game. But again, I feel where y'all coming from. I watched the game last night and I just couldn't fathom the Bulls scoring 119, getting only 13 turnovers, hitting 15 threes, only taking 36. This is what they needed to do the other night when they got killed by Dallas. This is the type of game they needed to play the other night.
Now,
And
once
it
P.
just
Will missed that dunk, I knew it was over with. I knew it was over. I said, here it go.
that
Have
mug
y'all
always
noticed
miss the
whenever he
dunk.
misses a dunk, he disappears?
Yep. It's like his
He just
mind, he can't figure it out. Like, oh man, here we
Because
go
he
again.
has no reason to miss dunks.
Nope.
he
You
gets so
can grip the
embarrassed.
ball.
He
Yep.
just gets so
Because he
embarrassed.
has no reason
His
to.
hands are way too big for that.
Bro, how do you miss a two-hand dunk? It's
I've,
two hands for safety.
I've seen this man jump up and grab a ball and just palm it straight off a rebound with no issue.
I've
He
seen
just
him almost
can't,
hit his head off a rebound.
and he just can't.
I don't get it with him. Like he don't have a mentality of a basketball player. He just don't.
He has
He
the
will.
mentality of a florist. We already know.
P. Will has the yips, but in reverse. Like he didn't just get it; he was born with it. And he just randomly falls out of the yips and he goes right back into it. It's just
Bulls, all I gotta say is don't
Reverse
draft.
reverse yips would be confidence though. But go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, Bulls, don't draft no more motherfuckers they mama gotta tell them to shoot still. That's all I gotta say.
Mm.
the worst part is he was drafted to do like he's doing exactly what he did in college.
He should just
So
never
like
been a fourth pick.
you can't even be mad at him because he's doing the same exact thing he did in college. So he
I could
showed
be
you what he was doing.
I could be mad at him, and I could be mad at the Bulls for giving him that
What
resign.
you
That's
being
totally
mad at
up to
him
him.
for? He was not a fourth pick.
Nah, I could be mad at him for not developing. That's
But
just me though. You got
but
He don't care.
even if you the fourth pick, go out there and work on your
Bro,
game.
he
Especially with
was the
him,
sixth man on Florida State.
especially with him coming out prior to last season and saying that he wanted a max contract extension. If that's what you really want, go work on your game.
You know how many Valencia said he wanted 30 and got 30. What that mean?
Nah, bro. I
but
was mad at
also
him
What
too.
do that mean? Like
I was mad at him
anybody
too.
comes to the league and says what they want.
I was mad at him too, and I could be mad at Patrick
I
Williams
wasn't
for
mad at it. I was
for
mad at the
not.
motherfuckers that gave him the money.
I'm mad
but
at them too, but I want you to work on your game. If you say you want something, go earn it. That's what I'm upset about. You claim you want to be better. You saying that you want to be better, but you're not becoming better. That's my
That's
issue.
that's like
if you're not gonna get better, then don't say anything.
let me
That's
ask
all
you
that's
I'm
like
this.
saying.
Let me
that's
ask you
like
this,
being
David.
mad at the devil for being the devil, Kev.
I
if Pat
am.
was
The devil
drafted
can catch me
second
tomorrow.
round, if Pat was drafted second round and he was drafted to just be a defensive stopper, would you be okay with him making 30 million?
No, absolutely not. No,
30, that's fine.
no, that's too much.
That's around what the league is giving out for defensive players.
Yeah, but he's neither. He's not doing any of those things. So I just don't like it. But I'm not as upset with him as I'm upset with the organization because they could have freed up some money and went out and got other people instead of bringing this dude back on potential.
Yeah. I
That's
just
just the
think
reality of it.
I think Pat I think people should be mad at Pat for his defense, but as far as offense, he's showing you exactly what he showed you before.
No,
So
he ain't because he's not shooting the three like he was. The last 2 seasons, he was the Bulls' leading 3-point shooter at around 40%, and he's not even doing that correctly anymore. So he's not showing me the same thing that he's been showing me. At least he showed me he could be a consistent shooter, and he's not showing me from mid range either. He had that little two dribble to the right, pull up mid range, and he ain't making that either. So he's regressed after getting his contract, which is another reason why I'm upset with him. I don't expect him to score 20 points a game, but I expect him to do the things that he had been doing well, and he's not doing those things well.
I'm just not shocked that the motherfucker got injured with a serious injury that we later found out that they misdiagnosed and then we still paid him. What am I getting mad at him for?
Because he's
I
not
don't
doing the things he was
I'm
doing.
not he not going to do the same things, Kev.
he wasn't even supposed to do that in the first place.
But he was doing it, and now he's not. So I don't
Yeah.
like it.
That's what happens when you get hurt and you don't have no confidence.
Yeah, he's ass, and Io is too. I'm mad at him too.
Io needs to just
That's
stop
somebody.
shooting.
That's somebody you can be mad at. Now,
Yeah.
100%, you can be mad at Io.
I could be mad at both of them. Y'all niggas ain't finna tell me who I could be mad at or not. Like, what are we doing here?
I I feel like I feel like Io should be judged more. I just think P will gets a lot of hate from people for things that like it's like the whole Bronny thing. Like you could hate Bronny, but to be mad how he's playing when he was a 55th overall, like he's playing like a 50-50 overall pick. Like that's
No, I can never be mad at Bronny. I'm proud of LeBron for going in and using his
Dude, what the
influence.
fuck you mad at that nigga for? The same shit.
Nah, nah.
It is.
Bronny
Bronny.
didn't.
You expect
Bronny
you
played
expected
nothing in
you
college. He
ex-
did nothing in
you're
college.
expecting Patrick Williams to be a quarterly level $80 million starter, which he never was, nor was he projected to be in college. He was a six man
Bronny
playing
wasn't
behind Scotty
projected to
Barnes.
be. Bronny wasn't projected to be anything. Let's get that out the way. Comparing
And this
Bronny
nigga
to
was playing behind Scotty Barnes.
anybody right now is crazy because he's in his own world of I'm just here because my dad picked me. I'm gonna take my basketball and go home type situation.
And P Will only here because we got a weird obsession with 6'7" motherfuckers with long arms.
That is very true.
P. Will has shown me though. That's the difference between if we talking about him and Bronny, which I think is a crazy
I
comparison.
get it.
He's shown me enough for me to be like, okay, nigga, no.
And he's also shown me that he don't love basketball either.
Yeah, that's facts. And that's why
So
I'm more upset with
so
the front office.
once I get to the correlation that you don't love basketball for real, I don't expect you to just randomly improve. You're
He
not. You're
did
going to stay
improve
the
though,
same.
Steve-O. He did improve. He's improved
According to
since
you, you just said he ain't shooting good as he used to be.
because he
He ain't scoring
regressed.
like my
He's
point
regressed.
exactly.
From
This
day
makes sense,
from the time that he was drafted to last year, he improved. After he got his
right?
contract this year, he
And
hasn't.
got hurt.
He
He
regressed.
regressed. That's predictable as hell.
Let's
But
also talk about
that's why I'm saying that he's shown me something. That's the argument that we're having here is that he has shown me something. He has from the time that he's been drafted to now, he's shown me that he at least can do certain things. But
but
not
let's
And
enough
he
for
don't
this
want
contract
to.
extension though.
let's
Go
talk
ahead.
about though what this is happening. He did really good shooting, and we still told him he was shit. His confidence is gone. Like even when he was shooting great from three, we all were saying Pat was a bust. He was terrible. He wasn't playing good. He wasn't aggressive. Like so, even when he was shooting good, we still thought he was trash.
I mean, can't argue that. All right. If y'all want to hear anything else about the Chicago Bulls, head on over to Chicago Bulls Central with Hayes. He's probably going to be talking about these the loss yesterday too. It was terrible. No news on the White Sox or the Cubs. We are updating daily over on the Cubs Central. We updating semi-daily on the White Sox Central channel as well. Follow those channels. No updates on the Chicago Sky, but of course follow Chicago Sky Central. And then the Chicago Blackhawks are on a losing streak. They lost to the Dallas Stars, which of course was no surprise. 3-1 last night. It was 3-2, pretty late in
These
the
motherfuckers
game.
can't. They allergic to scoring twice in the game.
Yeah, it was 2-1, and then they gave up a goal late in the game. So they're keeping it close in the third periods, but they just can't get over that hump. But if you guys want to hear anything else about the Chicago Blackhawks, head on over to Chicago Blackhawks Central where they give you deeper analysis. Chicago Bears, get it together, bro. Like get it together. And I know that's a tall task, asking a team that's been drunk for 3 decades, like severely drunk for 4 decades,
Off that
to
damn
get it
bill.
together. Listen, get it together. Get it together because you have the nucleus, you have the core, and if you guys decide to keep hedging your bets on Matt Eberflus, I'm just not sure I don't know. It's gonna be some crash
I'm gonna
outs.
pull my damn hair out. That's all I'm gonna do.
Don't do that. Like you don't want to look like me.
I'm
Don't
not,
do
nigga. I pay too much money for this
it.
shit.
I know you do. Get a new laptop. 1, 2 less retweets. Get a new laptop. But all right. Anything else, fellas? Before we get up out of here,
I want you to
Keep
do tonight.
breathing. Love yourself. Go to therapy. We
Cause
sucked
you need
before.
it.
We'll suck later. It's Chicago.
Hey
We got.
yo.
yeah, not me. You
I
know,
don't know about that one.
no, not me. That we stuff got to stop.
Me.
Also, you got college basketball tonight. Kansas versus North Carolina should be lit. So check that game out too. All right, y'all. We're gonna holler at y'all later. Peace.